Hey everyone, I'm here in Chapel, Nebraska, where I'm getting ready to preach this morning. But first, I wanted to give another network update about connection. We talked about connecting with our Creator and our colleagues, and now I want to talk about connecting to our corporation, the Assemblies of God. We are, by definition, a voluntary cooperative fellowship, and all three of those words mean connection to me. But usually the only time I hear anybody mention that definition is if they're arguing that they don't have to participate. There's a growing trend among emerging leaders that desire independence because several large church national pastors have gone that route. But what they don't understand is many of those pastors had ministries that were birthed through denominations and fellowships and brought along to good health that way. So I want to give you 5 reasons that I value being a part of the Assemblies of God. Number 1 is our theology. We are the number 1 Pentecostal movement in the world today, and that's best showcased through our production company, My Healthy Church. Several of our sister organizations use it for their resource and needs, including Foursquare, Church of God, and even many of those independent pastors, making it the number 1 distributor of Pentecostal curriculum in the world. And that's all through us, the AG. Number 2 is our mission. We're also regarded as the number 1 missions movement in the world, and that's best showcased through several of our programs at the top of their fields, including Chi Alpha on the college campuses, the Church Multiplication Network, Adult and Teen Challenge with recovery programs, MAPS RVers that do contract-free labor, saving us hundreds of thousands of capital expenses, Convoy of Hope on the President's speed dial for emergency responses here in America, and Live Dead, sending missionaries to preach the gospel in closed countries. All of those programs have much esteem, and they're all Assemblies of God. If you tell your people that, they will be proud that they're associated with us. Number 3 is our legal experts on our national team in Missouri. We've got attorneys and lawyers that are considered the premier leaders in nonprofit litigation across fellowships in the U.S. So if you're ever dragged into court, you'll be glad that that team is on your side. You don't want to face those battles independently on your own. Number 4 is our Credential. That might surprise you because it can be a little contentious for some, but not for me. Years ago, when my pastor walked into my Master's Commission training room, he taught us biblically to study to show ourselves approved. Since then, that's become part of my ministry paradigm, working hard for God. I've rarely heard another AG ordained minister say, "Oh, I shouldn't have done all that work," or "Man, that didn't even matter." No, but several times I've heard others talk about the Credential that way, that they got quickly online through some system that didn't require much effort. The fact that I did hard work to get my Credential empowers me when I'm doing hard work in ministry today because I know I earned it. So we shouldn't be ashamed of that. We should be proud of it because it endorses our ministry in a culture that's quickly looking for shortcuts in our world today. And then number 5 is our history. We've got some great retired ministers in our ranks here in Nebraska. Jerry Spain, Jim Wilkins, Spud DeMint, so many more. We also have several that have gone on to glory that we never want to forget. Norm Carell and Lauren Triplett, Jim Vai and Joe Maston, and so many more. We just celebrated 75 years of kids camps in Nebraska, which is also an anniversary for the nation, because they started right here in our district. And years ago, when the Assemblies of God was being made, it wasn't a bunch of emerging leaders sitting around trying to figure out how to be more independent. It was literally birthed at an altar call on the West Coast, where people began to speak in tongues like they hadn't for hundreds of years. The Assemblies of God was created by God in a supernatural Pentecostal experience, and I, for one, don't want to walk away from that. So there's some great reasons that you can value being a part of our team here in Nebraska. But what it really comes down to, what is God speaking to you? If God's leading you in a different direction, then by all means go there with all your heart. But if God's calling you to be a part of the Assemblies of God in Nebraska with me, then I charge you to be in 100%. Give it everything you got, because that's the kind of effort that our God is worthy of and our faith demands. And I want you to know, I want you to be a part of my team because I'm proud to be a part of the Assemblies of God. Hey, always remember, walk holy, work hard, and worship Him. See you next time.